Hello, so today me and Joel will be speaking to you about the functionality of fish. Hopefully by the end of this presentation you'll have a further understanding of this ingredient, and any references or websites that me and Joel have used will be available on the last slide of this presentation for you to view at your own leisure. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So starting with varieties, scientists estimate that there are around 33,600 existing varieties of fish, but humans typically only consume around 200 different varieties. We don't consume other varieties simply because they may be poisonous to us, they may be endangered, or it might be taboo for us to eat them. So for example, it's taboo in this country to eat shark fin soup. Depending on where you live, you may have more or less variety and choice of fish. So this is affected by living by the coast or inland. So if you live by the coast, you're going to have access to fresher fish, you're going to have access to a larger variety of fish, and it's probably going to be cheaper as well. Whereas if you live inland, fish is going to be pricier and it's just not going to be as fresh as you would get it by the coast. So fish are separated into three different categories. So first off, we have jawless fishes. So these are parasitic. They're not very important economically, which means that we do not farm them for food, but they are of interest scientifically because of their evolutionary ancestors and their link to prehistoric fish. Secondly, we have cartilaginous fishes. So these are fish with a spine, a skull, but part of their body is made out of cartilage. So for example, basking sharks or stingrays, they have a spine and a skull, but their ribs are made out of cartilage. And lastly, we have bony fishes. So these are the fish that we most commonly consume. They've got a skeleton made out of bone, and that can be things like tuna or other fish. So on to production methods. Fish can be farmed in a number of different ways, but I've just chosen a few. So for fishing in small quantities, it can be done by pole and line, and that's just done by a fishing line. It allows fishermen to catch one fish at a time, so it's very slow and methodical, but it also allows them to be able to release fish back that they do not want to farm. There are other methods as well for fishing in larger quantities, like bottom trawls. So this is a large net that's pulled along the seafloor or seams. Fish farming is a way of managing fish reproduction and growth in a controlled environment. As you can see from the picture above me, that's what a typical fish farm may look like. Fish farming can also be done outside, so it's always in a controlled setting, but it can be done in an outdoor environment as well. Oxygen is added to the tanks to help fish to digest, feed and grow, and obviously become larger and more economically viable. And a quote from the Foodborne Diseases Report said that capture fisheries and aquaculture provided 14 to 16% of animal protein consumed worldwide, which is a massive amount of the fish that we consume coming from fish farms. So there is a growing popularity there. It is important for us to not overfarm the same species of fish, however, because this could hinder their reproduction, and it's important for us as consumers as well to buy less popular types of fish. So for example, whitefish, you should try and buy skate instead of haddock sometimes. And last from me, we have sustainability and environmental impact of fish. So there is a group of fish called the Big Five, and this is cod, haddock, salmon, canned tuna and prawns. These are the most commonly eaten fish in our country, and because of their popularity, it's important that we buy them sustainably. And when buying these products, we should look for certain labels and symbols on them to ensure that we are buying sustainably. So that's me finished, and I'll now hand you over to Joel.